Next up, we have tight end Treylan Davis. Questions for Treylan.
Treylan, start with you. 4 years for you here now. So how have you changed? How have you improved? How's it, how are you different than when you first arrived?
When I first got here, I was very, very raw, very young. Footwork lacked heavily. Learning the actual game of football. I've always played physical. I've always played kind of rough. And I've been able to fine-tune that along the last 4 years here, change my body, my speed, agility, endurance, especially with Coach Mike Joseph. And that's been the best attribute from being here for the last 4 years.
You've been known as a blocking tight end. Do you take offense to that, or you relish that? How when people describe you that way, what goes through your mind?
I really don't. I don't mind, honestly. I like to do as much as I can for whatever they need me to do. If Coach Brown sends me in a block or Coach Stewart sends me in a block, I'll go block. If I need to go catch a flat route, I will. It doesn't matter to me. It's whatever I can do to help.
How has actually Coach Stewart been or at all? Has he been different this year versus last year? More time as the leader of an actual room for him.
I think he's grown so much, confidence-wise, especially. I know last year he brought it up a few times. It was his first time being a leader of an actual position, like a unit, and he was super excited for opportunity. And this year, it's showing. He's enjoying it every day. It's awesome. We have the same group of guys coming back with him. We've all built a really close bond. It's been great.
He seems more even in control. Not
Yeah.
that it wasn't last year, but even more so now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's earned a lot of our respect.
Thoughts on Garrett? Where's he at right now, and how has he improved from last year, and is he mastering and getting command of the offense, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't speak higher of Garrett. I think, seriously, every single year I've been here, he's done nothing but get better in each area of his game. He's taken off and running all over the defense this year. And he's seriously calm in the pocket, stepping up, making big-time throws to guys like Jaden Bray, Hudson. Guys are just making plays, and he's being confident, taking that leadership role.
You think it's a product of, being established, having a year, not a competition where, this is my team. Do you sense that? Do you see that out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Seriously, he is a field general right now, and I love seeing him grow. He brings everybody up with him, and he just continues to get better.
Treylan, if you look at the offense now, in terms of how long guys have been here, it's like Garrett, a couple of linemen, and you. Does it feel like you're the oldest guy?
It doesn't. It went so fast. It feels like I just got here, and going on season 4, it's crazy. And looking around with the guys I came in with, we've all developed roles in the offense and stuff now, and a bunch of bonds we'll never forget. And it's crazy being the old guy in the room.
To his point, you've got a ton of experience on that offense. A lot of guys that have played either a year or multiple years now. How is that? How has your offense grown? How have you seen that come together?
It allows for so much more versatility now. We can ask guys all over to do certain things, even guys on the O-line. Wyatt's even gotten snaps at center. Right. All guys have so much experience in different areas of what they do well. And so, now I can go back and forth between being the H-back and the Y tight end. Same thing with Cole, Will Dixon now. This is his third year, I think, coming up. Yeah. And, we've got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things now just from simply being in the meetings, taking the reps, and getting a lot of time reps under their belt.
And a lot of team. I think, you had 17 periods on Wednesday, and obviously today. This is a lot of 11-on-11 football. I guess that's because you've got a lot of experienced guys, right?
Yeah, and it's great because our defense too. We've got Tyron Bradley over there that's played a lot of football, Sean Martin, all these guys, especially for the tight end room, they're giving us such good pointers, learning tips. We've got a super solid linebacker core right now too we're dealing with every day, and those guys are going to be a headache for other offenses. It's awesome seeing how we're all coming together.
When you got here, who was the old guy that showed you the ropes?
I would say it was Mike O'Laughlin when I first got here, and then Brian Palinde, especially. I mean, that guy was a 6-year college football player, and I mean he'd done it for a long time. Been through injury, been through multiple different coaches, been on 3 different teams. He played on Miami, Colorado State, and then here, and he really took me under his wing a lot, showed me the ropes, and I can't appreciate him enough for that.
Do you find yourself subconsciously or consciously doing that for the young guys now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as much as I can. Anything they need, they know they can come. If it's middle of practice, they can come up, talk to me, ask me whatever. But if it's outside of here, I'll show up too. Whatever they need.
Seems like you're making even more plays after the catch and extending things in practice this year than last year. How do you feel you've grown as a player? What's maybe causing that in comparison to before? Seems like you've taken a step before we even play games.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's just experience. This is going on year 4. I think doing it over and over again, I've grown into. I'm willing to expand my role now, however I can. I can make plays with the ball in my hand or without, and that's just. I just want to be a good football player as a whole.
Give me a name or two of a guy that's maybe the fans don't know about that maybe they should know next year, offense or defense, that you've seen so far through the spring practice.
I think Josiah Trotter is going to be an absolute headache for offenses to deal with. I think on the defensive side of the ball, Sean Martin, of course. I mean, everyone knows his name, but he's absolutely leveled up since even last year.
What's Trotter bring to the table that impresses you?
He's physical. He's smart. He spends so much time on the game. He loves the game. Like, that's one thing you can't, like, it just reeks off of him. Like, he loves it. So, film, Coach Mike in the weight room, everything. He takes it all every day. He plays gritty. He plays fast. Like, his read keys are fast. He's there. He knows what's going on. He's so alert for such a young guy. It's impressive.
It helps that he's got nice size.
Yeah, he's a big dude, too, so.
You said you were raw when you got here. How raw were you, and do you kind of amaze yourself when you walk by a mirror now and think that where you were and where you are now?
Yeah, I think it's definitely just such a compliment to the guys on the strength staff and the coaches here, our nutritionists, everybody along the lines. They take you in, you come out a completely different human, but you come out a grown man. You come here a kid, you come out a man. So I think what I meant by being raw is football wise, technicality wise, footwork. Learning how to watch film, what to look for, all just different areas of the game that, growing up and coming through high school, I never paid all that much attention to.
In other words, all you could do is hit people.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've heard a lot about culture. A lot of guys have talked about that. Coaches have talked about that. Why is that important? I mean, to people that don't play football or not in a locker room or not around a bunch of different people, why is that so important to have a good locker room and a good culture?
I think it's important because your standard is set amongst yourself and the guys that you're chasing the same goal with. Like you're all chasing the same thing and you hold each other to that. So if you have that core culture within the building, it doesn't matter what's going on or what people are saying outside the building. I mean, if people are saying we're going to lose every game next year, or we're winning every game next year, it doesn't really matter to us if we have that core culture around us. So I mean, we know what we expect out of one another and what we expect out of this next season, and I think that's really what's important.
Is it tough to be on a team that has a locker room of complainers and guys like that, or bitching or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, from past experiences, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it can be just you learn to just ignore it and not tolerate it. So.
But this team seems to
Oh,
not have that.
yeah,
It's
zero.
not-
Yeah, I mean, level-headed. Everybody's there for one another, picking each other up rather than tearing people down because we know we're here to we want to win this championship this year. So, I mean, we're not going to settle for anything less.
You mentioned Will Dixon. Give me a look at him and some of the other young tight ends that are behind you.
Yeah, Will, Jack, Noah, they've made such big strides, even in just a year since they first got in here. Noah, this is going on. He hasn't even been here a full year yet. Noah is coming in, taking meaningful reps. Jackson Marco has impressed me a ton as a young guy. He's a big body, He comes in. I think he's about 6'6", 240s, 240. I mean, he's a bigger kid, and he's out there taking reps today with me with the ones. Just blocking big guys like Sean Martin, Tyron Bradley. Ty Ferguson. He's another name actually earlier. I think he's going to be phenomenal. But Will Dixon stepped up. He can be a dual threat guy. We can throw a ball to him deep downfield. I think he runs right at 20 mile an hour at 245. I mean, that's impressive. And Noah's a physical kid. He reminds me a lot of me from when I first got here to where his path is going. So I'm super excited for those guys. I'm proud of them.
What's the biggest thing for a young tight end for them to take that step to raw to actually being able to play?
I think really just embracing what you're good at, get even better at it, and then really improving what you aren't good at. I mean, tight end, when I think tight end, I think a little bit of everything, run, block, catch, pass pro, everything. So if you can get really good at what you're already good at and try to improve at what you're bad at, then just become as versatile as you can, really.
So once you find, like you said, there's a whole bunch of different things that go into it, but once you find the one thing you're really good at, that can kind of get you on the field first.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether that's special teams or even just different packages in the offense.
Now, we talked about your progression as a player, but you also have had now a year with Cole Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been able to take and learn from Cole that's made you a better player?
He has absolutely helped me so much in the pass game, even just through watching, learning from his reps, taking kind of what goes through his mind when he's on the field, whether it's a 2-minute situation, so much help in the pass game through him. Steps, moves, shed and catch man versus zone, all this different stuff. He's helped me a ton.
He talked a lot last year about how he wants recognized as more than just a pass catcher, as a complete tight end and a blocker too.
Yeah.
Have you maybe helped him in that regard a little bit as well? Because he was I guess he felt he was maybe underrated in that.
Yeah, I have. I really don't know. That's something you just have to probably ask him. But I seriously think he's just a complete, really heck of a football player, heck of a tight end, and he's a super great leader. He's just a great guy to have in the room overall.
Treylan, can you tell us about H-back and why does it fit more of a tight end body than a fullback? Because it's kind of replaced the fullback in college football.
Yeah, honestly, I think the main thing with it is length, just length and athleticism, really. Just to make those blocks on long guys that are on the edges of defenses and, still kind of be a little bit more compact enough to lead up inside on linebackers, whether it's a counter play or whatever else. I just think it's kind of the best of both worlds, and you can still make more plays on the edge rather than being stuck inside the box.
I know you're more than halfway through spring and you're working on West Virginia, but as a player, when do you start thinking about Penn State?
It never stops.
Okay.
Yeah, it never stops. We're every day in the weight room. We freaking countdown every day. So many spring practices left, and then the other one is Penn State.
Lurking in the back of your mind.
And I think that goes for whoever we line up against the
Right.
first week, but just so happens to be them. So we're excited for that.
And to be here and all that's surrounding that.
So
Big
stoked.
challenge.
Yeah, it's challenging, but I love it. I mean, I wouldn't want week one to be anything else.
Did you sign up for when you came here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when coaches tell us that they're telling you guys not to worry about Penn State yet, you can't get it out of your mind. That doesn't.
No,
not
I wouldn't say
fully
we're
able to
worried
work
about
it.
them. It's just like
Yeah.
we're so excited to get out there again, especially on our home turf.
Well,
It's gonna be.
to play a team like that to begin the season kind of helps your preparation, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can grow off of that, then you got a good fighting chance for the rest of the season.
Treylan, at the beginning of the spring, Neil said that you guys, we just did a lot of 10 personnel because Cole was out. And just the other day out there, you guys ran a ton of 12 stuff, which I don't know if that was the plan or if you guys have just gotten better and he feels like, let it roll, see what happens. Have you seen, I don't know, is that just me observing something or is it kind of gone that way and you guys have inserted yourself into the plan a little bit?
I'm super excited with how the involvement of the tight end's been in the offense. We've ran a couple things here and there with 10 personnel, whether that that's 2-minute quick pass situations, trying to get the ball down the field. But really, it's we really have ran a lot of 11, 12 personnel, and it's super exciting as a guy that's always grown up as a tight end body.
Is that the best way for someone like Noah or Jack or Will to learn? I mean, they could do a lot in the sideline or film, but just throw them in the deep end, see what happens.
I think so. I mean, I think that was the best thing always for me to learn. Put me out there against guys that have done it for a while. Let me see what I can do and see what. I mean, I'm not going to learn what to get better at if I don't go out there and get beat a few times too. You know.
That said, that could be discouraging for a young tight end going against Ty or Tyron or someone like that too. As someone who's been through that, you ever pull guys aside after a bad rep or a bad day, or even a good rep or a good day, and just kind of mentally walk them through, hey, this is a different world. You're going to have days like that?
Yeah, I mean, seriously. A lot of the time you call it your, like, welcome to college football moment, like you go up against somebody like that. And so I'll pull them over, talk to them. If they do a great job, give them a high five, tell them do it again, whatever, like, great work. But if it wasn't how they wanted it to go, then I'll tell them, kind of why it happened and what to fix, and focus on fixing it rather than what happened wrong or what went wrong.
Do you remember your welcome to college football moment?
What is it?
Do you remember your welcome to college football moment?
Oh, yeah. Mine was actually Dante Stills. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
How did that go?
I came across on a split flow block, on a split flow zone, to kick him out, and he looped out and met me on the edge of the line of scrimmage, and it didn't go well for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank y'all.